world. So you have stumbled upon my new Booktube channel, thanks to a friend of mine who goes by AshaReads. She's convinced me to become part of this community that I didn't even know existed. So here's the beginning. I apologize in advance for all of my awkwardness because I'm sure there will be lots of it. But yeah, so I guess we'll just get started. She gave me a whole list of questions that, you can answer about yourself, and so people kind of know a little bit more about you. So, I guess I'll just kind of go for it, and we'll see what happens. So, obviously, started the channel because she kind of convinced me to do it. It looked like fun. We've watched a couple of them on YouTube together, and, some people are getting free books to read, and I'm like, free books? Who doesn't love free books? So, if I can find something new and share it and somebody else goes, hey, that looks like a good book, and you give it a read, then hey, that's kind of awesome. So we'll do that. I'm hoping to kind of throw out some random novels that I've found, or ones that not necessarily, top spoken about, like this one, Fiona Paul's Venom. It's one of 3. I read this one and I fell absolutely in love with it. I'm looking forward to the next one of the Secrets of the Eternal Rose trilogy. I believe it's called Belladonna. I have to go and get it because you get through the first one, you're like, no, I need the next one. And that's where I'm at right now with that one. Obviously I'm like any good young adult right now. Love my Rick Riordan. So you've got your Percy Jacksons, you've got your Trials of Apollo. This one was hilarious. If you haven't read it, read it. I grew up reading Harry Potter. Obviously not this Harry Potter. We all have mixed feelings about this one, I think. But, who doesn't love Harry Potter? I enjoy a lot of movies too. So I like to read a lot of autobiographies and things like that. So I ended up with Carrie Eloise, As You Wish, The Inconceivable Tales of the Making of the Princess Bride. It's an amazing movie. I love it. I've always loved it, and I will continue to love it probably till the day I die, let's be real. So yeah, with this channel, I'm just really excited to kind of share with people my love of books and see if I can help promote some new ones. If, somebody says, hey, you should read, and then I'll take a look at it and see. I think it's a really great, opportunity to share titles and authors and whatnot. I'm on Goodreads as well because, why not? I've discovered a whole bunch of books that I would never have even known about if it weren't for Goodreads. I think the most exciting thing about finding a new book is the opportunity to delve into something that's brand new and not really know what to expect. It's a whole new world that somebody has created, so you get to go through and you get to discover, oh wow, that's, it kind of links up with this thing, links up with this in the real world, and that's how, they're using this mythology to explain this, or they're totally made something else up, and I think it's super creative. I think it's a lot of fun, and what books got me into reading? Okay, I was a very, fairly quiet child. Did not have too many friends, so I read a lot of books. I read a lot about Greek mythology. I read about American history. I read a lot about Canadian history. I read a ridiculous number of books on the monarchy in England, particularly the Tudor era, because hey, who doesn't love the Tudor era? It's crazy fun, beheadings and burnings, and hey, I don't want to be with this woman anymore. I'm going to make my own church. Good job, Henry. Yeah, so I've been reading my entire life. I was probably 10 or 11 years old. My dad first handed me Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and I sunk my teeth into them and haven't gotten out since. So that's always been fun. Yeah, I think the hardest part about keeping this channel is going to be reminding myself that, hey, you need to make a video and update once a weekish. Otherwise, people are going to be like, well, she made a video. Yay! Move on. So yeah, I'm gonna review some of the books that I've read, and anytime that we make it up to a bookstore, I'll be like, hey, look what new books I've got. I'm really excited for that, but gotta wait for the next paycheck to come in because I will blow it all on books. That's just a thing. Yeah. So I basically read wherever I can, whenever I can, if I'm not working. I can read in the car. I'm very fortunate enough that traveling has never bothered me, so I've read a lot of books that way. I think I devoured Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows in 3.5 hours between Ontario and Quebec on a camping trip. I think it's a good thing we were in the car though, because there were a couple times I really wanted to throw the book, and I didn't. Um, so oh gosh, I read lots of stuff. I read a lot of autobiographies and history-based texts. I read a lot of fantasy. I read a lot of mythology. Not quite so much with the post-apocalyptic. I read some of them. Obviously, I've read The Hunger Games. Yeah, I read a lot of like the younger, young adult books. I've read Chris Colfer's Land of Stories books. I think they're adorable. Um, because like those are all the fairy tale characters that we all grew up with when we were kids. So, and I mean, come on, the covers are really pretty. So yeah. And right now I'm starting on Kirsten Gear's Sapphire Blue of the Ruby Red trilogy. This is book number 2. Yeah, I got through the first one really, really quickly, so I figure it'll probably not be long before I'm into Emerald Green, which is number 3. So yeah, here's my introductory video. I think I've bored you all enough for the beginning. I'm looking forward to checking out some more videos and seeing what else is out there. Alright, thanks guys.